Okay, I am back again. This is part two of living in a spiritual warfare or living spiritual warfares. So, part one just wasn't enough because I have more that I think that you can benefit from in this video. And once again, thank you, sister, for recommending that I do this video and for asking me to do this video. I hope that I made you happy with what you've learned thus far in part one. So here I am back again. So living in a spiritual warfare also involves planning, y'all. Anytime that you don't have the best plan for your life and for the life of others that are depending on you or around you or that are benefiting from you, then you're going to create a warfare. You're going to create a war because your plan isn't on track or the way it should be. So I discussed, and I think I ended the other video, I was talking about the tactic that I would use. I just gave you a real live example with what my biological sister asked me, about being called real sis. So the thing is, this is how you do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. You just decide. It's real easy, y'all. You process it. This is part of logic. You're processing it. You see the information that's being provided. And another benefit, see, when you have empathy, you have the biggest gift you can have, the gift of discernment and the gift of energy and just feeling like something ain't right with it. See, an empath can feel the energy of the enemy and not even be poisoned by the energy. So many people that have had horrific things happen to them, they have their food poisoned. Somebody put a Mickey in their drink. And I'm not saying I think my sister would do anything of that sort. I'm giving you an extreme example. However, in my case, I'm out of town. I mean, my sister doesn't even have that level of access. However, the energy and my intuition told me not to do it. Do not call this woman real sis no more. She didn't say she liked it. She didn't say she didn't like it. I wasn't gonna rile up my day debating about it because this is what will help you too. When you get to the point where you say this shit's crazy. I mean, we have the same mom. You're my real sis. But see, a lot of times people are not processing that like that. Just because you biologically connected to somebody doesn't mean they view you as a sister. Remember, a sister is a relationship. They may view you as a sister or brother in some of the areas. A lot of times narcissistic people, they just acknowledge you as a sister or brother because they know you're going to pay for their stuff. I mean, I have a good friend where, like she said, her brother would call her to ask for money. Her brother was a drug addict. They had the same mother and father, and he only called her to get some money. So, see, sometimes your siblings look at you as a supply source. My sister is not gaining any monetary gain from me. So, in her case, that's not the case. But you got something called the emotional bond. So, in that case, I'm preventing a warfare. Just stop doing it. Ain't no need to have the fight. There's no warfare. I can, put that. The sister may comment that asked for this video and tell me, I'm sorry that happened to you. You could call me real sis. The sister that asked me to do this video, she might need that in her life. And say, I bonded with you through this channel. I always tell her she's part of the advanced team here. Maybe she okay with it. You see what I mean? So the spiritual warfare, as far as we are concerned, when you have empathy and you're able to love and feel good emotions, you're going to be provided for from the spirit world. So that's why these narcissists and psychopaths never really truly win anything. It's nothing really to win, not in the real sense of the word like they think. Because at the same time, it just doesn't matter to you like they think it does. You just got to move on. So you make a decision, you have a tactic, and you're going to retreat. You're going to get away from the enemy. Don't be bothered with it. And a lot of times when people do things to you, they may have a misunderstanding about your situation. So sometimes when people ask things, they could be purposely trying to hurt you. However, they don't see all the stuff behind the scenes. They're not behind the scenes when people are saying, tell her or tell him, I love them and please come by or whatever. They're not around for all the people that's actively inviting you out. They may think that you are desperate for a sister or a brother. And that's another tactic you should have. You got to let people know when you're tested, because that's a test. When you calling somebody a nice nickname, real sis, and they are your real sis, and they ask you that and they don't encourage you to keep doing it, or they don't even take the time to say they don't like it, you're being tested. And that's how you win warfares too, by passing a test. So, like if there was a real war and the Chinese government came right now and came to my door and said, bring your kids out. I want to shoot your kids down. And I said, no, I'm not bringing my kids out. You can shoot me right here, Mr. Chinese man. But I don't have nothing against the Chinese. I've had great relationships with Chinese people. I just have. They've never harmed me or done anything to me. So I just want to point that out there. I'm just naming a country people are always scared gonna come get us. You know, we always watching videos of the Chinese soldiers and we see all this technology that they have, and there's always this fear element that that's who's gonna come get us. You know, they got all these videos about their rewriting the Bible and all that stuff. So I'll just name that country because of that. It could be Putin. Putin come to the door and say, bring your family out, I'm going to kill him. Now, if he comes to the door, I got to start boxing him right away. I think he's going to be more trouble than the Chinese man. The Chinese man may say, okay, I'm going to come back, or forget you, I got somebody else to go get. But you're being tested. And this happens in real war times, y'all. That's why you have survivors of wars. Because another thing that's in this book, it repeatedly, this art of war, visualize, it repeatedly uses a word called weak, y'all. Weak. Yeah. When you feel like you're losing a war or you're getting involved in wars, there's some weakness about you. A lot of people survive wars and they wasn't even shooting people out. They just survived the war by their mouthpiece. They spoke up when the other country or the people that are starting the war come. Putin could come all the way from Russia and I'd be the first door he knock on. And he say, bring your kids out there. Bring your kids out, ma'am. And I may say, Putin, because I seen all the shit you did to Ukraine. If you don't get your fucking ass off my fucking porch, I'm going to whoop your motherfucking ass, Putin. And he might say, bye, bitch. I'm not, fuck you, bitch. I'm not coming back here. And my kids and me may be safe. He might have an AR-15 and Putin go tell somebody, that bitch is crazy. Don't go back over there. Because she talking about fuck me and I better not do shit to my kids. He might respect me. Putin over there shooting, well, he thought the Ukrainians was going to be weak, but he found out that they wasn't as weak as he thought. You understand? Them Ukrainians really, they put up a good fight, man. I mean, I saw the Ukrainian women out there. One Ukrainian woman was like, and I've never heard of no shit like this in my life. She told the soldier, she told the Russian soldiers, what you here for? She said, you see that seed? That seed right there? That's where you gonna die at. And next thing you know, all these Russians are just dead. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, the Ukrainians put up a good fight against the Russians, and it just has to be another way to work out something. But you just gotta set a stage where people respect you and speak up sometimes too. And you're done with it. You make a decision. So when you're in spiritual warfares, that's gonna be your tactic. Not weapons, not guns, not gossiping, the decision. When people start gaslighting you, like I was having a conversation with another sister, and she feels like logic is anger. I mean, I've had other stuff to do. I don't have time to be on those kind of conversations because what I ain't is angry. I just ain't angry. One of the reasons I'm not angry as I used to be is I am using logic. I took anger management. When you're angry, you're not using logic. You're not thinking this out properly. You're only reacting off of emotions. So, one of the reasons I'm not feeling the level of anger is because I am using logic. I'm analyzing facts to make decisions for the best way to move forward. So, how can I be angry when I'm so logical? And in areas of my life, I always use logic, but now I actually know what it means. Do you realize the power in that? I can't be angry because I'm using logic. Using logic in the correct way and coming up to the correct decision helps you not be angry. There's no need to be angry when you are assessing something in the best way possible. And don't be a little smart and have some intelligence to add to it. Oh my goodness. You're really not going to be angry. You might get to the point where you feel like you're too good to be angry with folks. I think that's the point I'm getting to. Like I have too good of a nature in many areas to be mad. Because me being angry is messing up my nature. And the core foundation of my nature is good. Despite what these religious books tell you. All men and women are evil. We all doing bad stuff, y'all. You can choose not to do those bad things through using logic also. So another thing, so let me get to this other thing. Robert Greene, y'all. Oh my goodness. And 48 Laws of Power. It was very interesting. I had to investigate a little further because I can't just be, you just can't be calling people narcissists, y'all, and the people ain't done nothing to you. I watched his body language. I went and found the 48 Laws of Power, and I was looking at these videos. I was looking at one video about the psychology of the devil. That was like a 40-minute video. That was very interesting. And so, okay, the 48 Laws of Power in under 30 minutes. Remember, I'm looking at this video from a informed perspective. Okay, the 48 Laws of Power. I remember when I first saw the 48 Laws of Power, I thought it was like super interesting, right? And I'm going to say fair use for this video, y'all. Just so you know, fair use. Under federal guidelines, I can use part or pieces of a video. So let me go find this video for the 48 Laws of Power. So before I read the comment of this sister asking for me to do a video on living a spiritual warfare, I was already preparing for other videos and studying. And hopefully, sister, you happy because you ended up getting more than one. And who knows, this might not be enough. I may, if this isn't enough, I may go on to a part three. But we definitely needed a part two. So the 48 laws of power, because see, when you're fighting a war, it depends on what you are capable of doing. I mean, in a war, I might not be able to pull off to win the war. I might need to go chop all the enemy feet off. As an empath, can I even do that? Am I capable of chopping a bunch of men's feet off? Would I be able to stand up and see the blood loss and see a bunch of people hollering that ain't did a damn thing to me, for real? Because most wars that people get involved in, especially big wars where it's a bunch of people, then people ain't did nothing to you. So, okay, the 48 laws of power in under 30 minutes. So let's just see what it says. And I'll comment on this because it was kind of actually alarming to the point as I read them. I'm like, is Robert Greene a freaking narcissist? But I don't think he is. I just think he has one of those brains where he's able to think through intelligence and he's just in a cognitive way. So I think he does a lot of cognitive thinking through using logic and just sharing some of what he's gone through in his life. And to be honest, I think Robert Greene has dealt with some narcissists. I think that he's mastered the game for real. And once you start mastering the game or the war, that's when people gonna be saying, "Huh, I wonder is she the psychopath or is she the narcissist? Or I wonder if he's the psychopath or he's the narcissist." Especially like the stuff I've been saying. Look, when I when somebody can die that's a very close relative, and I tell somebody I'm not crying no more. I'm done with this for right now. I got to move on. And you start breaking stuff down. Well, we wasn't talking in the first place, or and they call you and you cooking your dinner and making your salads and drinking your sweet tea and living your life, enjoying your family. People might almost start thinking you the psychopath, but you're not. You're using logic, and that's why I'm very careful with even saying Robert Greene is a narcissist, just because now, since I know what a narcissist is, I'm going back and listening to the video with the 48 laws of power, and then I'm going to devalue this man. No, this man is just super smart, y'all. And one thing I can say with the 48 laws of power is he's mastered narcissists in his life, because even hypothetically, if Mr. Robert Greene was a narcissist for real or he was a psychopath, these 48 laws of power, which is it's more than just power. I mean, these are actually war rules, y'all. These 48 laws of power is no different than when I read to you some of the things in The Art of War Visualized by Miss Jessica Hagee or Hoggy. So that's just the thing. And yeah, I mean it's a tactic. So let me go here. I looked up the video. So we'll just go over one. So tune in, y'all. Listen here. 48 laws of power, y'all.
Law 1.
Law number 1.
Never outshine the master.
Never outshine the master.
Always make those above you feel comfortably superior.
Always make those above you feel comfortably
In
superior.
your desire to please and impress them, do not go
In your desire to please or impress them, do not go too far
too far in displaying your talents
in
or you might
displaying your
accomplish
talents. Okay?
the opposite, inspire fear and insecurity.
Uh-huh.
Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are.
Make your
And you,
masters appear more brilliant than what they are. Okay, so now you see where I'm going with this. Just when he talked about the first law of power, I mean, number one, nobody's your master. That's something I teach my family when we be joking about that word sometimes. For one, the word is a serious word. And when somebody jokes and calls me that, my response is, I'm not your master because I'm not your Lord. So it's one or two things. I could look at Robert Greene and think he a narcissist because he want to teach people to keep being a source of supply.
you will attain.
Or I could look at him as a weak empath with that first law of power. I'm going to play it once again.
One.
Never outshine the master. And so, how to living a spiritual warfare is you got to recognize when people don't believe in the spiritual world in the sense that you do. I mean, for Mr. Robert Greene to even come up with this, I don't know if he's a believer, if he believes in the Lord or anything like that, but never outshine your master. I ain't got one, Mr. Greene. Let's start there. So that doesn't give you power when you think somebody your master. He's teaching you the 48 laws of power, but he's teaching you never to outshine your master. No, I don't look at things like that. When you powerful, you ain't got no master but the Lord. Can't no man be your master for real. That's why slavery wasn't real. They just called themselves the masters of the slaves when there was slavery in America. But one thing, a lot of masters, 90% of masters knew this in their soul that they can't be your master. That's why they didn't win that. Ain't nobody your freaking master. So I'm in disagreement with law number one because that law does not give you power. Now, if you want to make someone feel like they're in an authority figure, I would say don't step over the boundaries of authority. Like, for example, last night when we had to catch a Uber late to go meet another relative that was out having a good time at a movie, one of our favorite police officers was outside and it was dark, but I recognized him by his voice. I couldn't see him. So when he spoke, there was this respect. Hello, officer, whomever. Okay. I'm not going to mention his name on this video, but hello, officer, and his name. Okay. Um, and that's how that went. So, but that police officer, that's a police officer that believes in the Most High, and so do I. So he knows that the way we spoke to one another, we don't view one another as if we're masters. And that police officer was so funny. There was another guy out there. You know, I consider this police officer our protector, great friend. He's just a good man. And there was another gentleman out there because somebody in this quiet neighborhood, it's amazing how it could be so quiet around here. You could go outside and you could hear a pin drop. I mean, silence when you go outside. Who would have ever known that the police were after this guy and he dropped a baby, y'all, his own baby. He got caught by the police, was holding his 3-month-old baby. Notice I said drop it. He dropped the baby, not it, the baby. He dropped his own baby, not set her down or set him down. This nut dropped his baby like he was holding a sack of potatoes and just dropped the baby on the ground. And my question was, well, where's the baby? They gave the baby back to the mom, and they suspect that the mom may even be hiding the man out, which is the baby daddy. I'm not sure if they're married or not, but it's the dad of the baby. And see, she's in a warfare right there because she got a man that don't need to ever see that child again. Because if he'll drop the baby like that, that ain't love. I mean, who knows what he gonna do to the child some years later. So, um, that's another thing with spiritual warfare. You got to be careful of what you tune into because Mr. Robert Greene got you thinking that somebody your master. This might be a very empathic man that got a weak side to him, y'all, and he used his weak side for his benefit and made him a lot of money for real. Because ain't nobody your master. So yeah, and if you listen to this, you're gonna be in a lot of spiritual warfares. So let's go on to the next one.
Outshine the master.
Don't outshine the master. He's gonna come up to number two.
Always make those above you feel comfortably superior.
Always make them
In
feel
your desire
comfortably
to
superior.
please
That's
them.
called kissing somebody's ass, y'all. Make them feel comfortably superior for what? Let me open this window, y'all. I'm hot. This done made me hot. Comfortably superior. You serious? No, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I think make them feel like they're in the authority position that they are. That's the way they should feel. But that should be comfortable, but they ain't your master. And that police officer and myself, we understand this because we're believers. We believe in a higher power. So the police officer even told the other brother that was out there, because the other brother was asking the kind police officers that we love so much, was asking him if he was gonna go arrest the man. You know what the police told him? Our police officer, he told him, "Why don't you go arrest him?" So see that police understands that even the criminals he's going to catch on a regular basis are not his master. Because he told the civilian, he told the citizen, he told another man, "Why don't you go arrest him?" And me and my relative was like, wow, that's deep. He kept it real with him, like, you asking me to go get a stranger, and don't assume I want to go get him because I'm doing this job. Because what the police officer was saying, it's after midnight and I got a wife and some kids to go home to. That gentleman doesn't know that about that particular officer, only I do. And my relative know it. But he told that man, you go find him and arrest him. Why don't you go get him tonight? Basically, like, why don't you do the Wild Wild West thing? What make you think I'm going to get him tonight? For one, we don't even know where he's at to go arrest him. The police officer had acknowledged that he don't even know where the man at. That's why he was sitting out there waiting at that certain point to see if the criminal would show up at one of those exit points. Because where I stay, there's a exit point. So he was wondering if he was gonna do that, and that's why he was sitting there. But I'm like, see the power in that? That police officer showed more power in saying that than Robert Greene does by pointing that, make someone feel superior and like they're your master. No, let's see what number 2 is.
Them. Do not go too far in displaying your talents.
It says don't go too far in displaying your talents. I would agree with that. I mean, yeah, I mean, just that goes along with privacy. Don't make that's how a lot of people get terminated from jobs. The manager feels like you're going to take their job. Even if you're not.
Inspire fear and insecurity.
Because it inspires fear and insecurity.
Your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain.
Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are.
Heights of power.
To me, that's being fake. Okay, I'm gonna make you feel brilliant because I feel like you are. So, because of empathic energy, we have to be genuine. I'm just not gonna do that. I have the inability to do that. When I give a compliment, if I ever mark my words, if I give you a compliment, it's not coming from flattery, because flattery is like a fake complimenting. I only give compliments to people that I actually can feel that way about. I gotta feel it before I even give you a compliment. I have to notice something about you before I give you a compliment. So no, I'm incapable of doing that. Making someone feel more brilliant than they are. That's fake, y'all, and I don't recommend that. And there's no power in that. There's no power.
Law 2.
He's just teaching you how
Never
to tell lies. That's what he's doing.
put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies.
Don't put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. I'll have to give Robert Greene an A+ on that one. Okay. And another thing, part of a tactic for living in a spiritual warfare is this other thing, y'all, that you are witnessing me doing right now. Use your own brain. It has to be logical and it needs to make sense for you, not somebody else. For you. Does it make sense for you? Does it apply in your life? So, see.
Be wary of friends.
Be wary
They
of
will
friends.
betray you more quickly, for they are easily.
They will betray you more quickly because they are easily aroused to envy. Because if a friend is easily aroused to envy, like I said before, Mr. Robert Greene, that wrote the 48 Laws of Powers, he's dealt with psychopaths and narcissists. So, yes, if it's a psychopath or narcissist, even empathic people can feel some form of jealousy, but the only difference is, one sister said this in a video, jealousy is a lot of times over something that belongs to you. Envy is over something that does not belong to you. It's something, envy is more something that you don't really have a right to. I just learned that from the sister, so I'll express it.
To envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical, but hire a former.
Friends become spoiled and tyrannical, and I think we spoil the friends. But here, former enemy, let's see what it says.
And he will be more loyal than a friend.
And he will be more loyal than a friend because he has more to prove.
More to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies.
If you have more to fear from friends than enemies. No, because a friend may not want to sit outside my house and wait on me to blow me away. If a friend has some good friendship nature. So, no, you're in danger of both your friends and your enemies.
Have no enemies. Find a way to make them.
He says, find a way to make enemies. So that's a form of sarcasm. Find a way to make them. And you don't have to find a way to make them. They're going to naturally make themselves. So I don't suggest encouraging you to make enemies. That means that you like drama. Who wants to be in drama?
3. Conceal your intentions.
Conceal your intentions, which means hide your true intentions.
Keep people off balance.
Keep people off balance and in the dark.
By never revealing the purpose behind your actions.
By never revealing the purpose behind your actions. I don't agree with that because that's not my nature. And I feel like concealing my intentions towards you is a form of manipulation and dishonesty. And that's not an empathic nature. I want you to know my intentions so less drama happens, right? So if I'm concealing my intentions, if someone does that to me, would I like it? Um, would I like someone concealing my intentions or their intentions? Say their intentions is just to get a loan from me, and they're acting like they're my friend, but their true intention is to get money. I wouldn't want nobody to treat me like that. So no, y'all don't do that. And that don't make you powerful to do that shit. That makes you evil. And I'm not saying Mr. Robert Greene is evil, but no, don't do that, y'all.
If they have
Your intentions outside of danger, outside of you being concerned that somebody gonna come set your house on fire, that's part of business. They should know your intentions. My intentions on this video is to honor the sister's request, to help y'all, for me to learn, and to upload this video to continue my channel. My intentions are also for somebody to view it. Who keeps uploading videos and don't one person watch it? So that is my intentions, to get a view too, along with helping to educate y'all. So no, that's and that's not how you get the furthest in life. Not telling people your true intentions, because people gonna think you just a dishonest scam artist. So no, that ain't powerful. Absolutely not. Let's see what he say next.
clue what you are up to, they cannot prepare a defense.
If they have no clue of what you are up to, they can't declare a defense. I ain't in a war with them. Let's start there. That's another thing. Living a spiritual warfare, because of the spirit that you serve with the Most High, you ain't at war with them anyway. They're at war with you.
Guide them far enough down the wrong path.
Guide them far enough down the wrong path. No, I want to guide you on the right path, even if you ain't meant to be in my life.
Develop them in enough.
Because I have a conscience. Because he calls this the 48 laws of power. He should have put this in the art of war, or the laws of war. This is like war tactic he's teaching y'all. He called it power, but really he could have easily replaced the word power with war, y'all.
Realize your intentions, it will be too late.
It'll be too late before they know your intentions.
4. Always say less than necessary.
4. Always say less than necessary. Be careful with the word always, y'all. Be careful with always, because everything ain't always gonna apply to every situation. It just won't be the same. And what I found is saying the truth. Jordan Peterson. I recommend y'all tune in to Jordan Peterson. I like Robert Greene too. You know, I'm learning from him, and even him, me playing this video is making me think about what he's saying. He seems like a gentle person and kind. I see some kind nature in him. He's just explaining his cognitive thinking and his intelligence and the way he thinks, and we can get something out of it. But I highly recommend you tune in to Jordan Peterson. I have some of Jordan Peterson videos on my playlist. And I think because Jordan Peterson talks about when you're manipulating and being fake and all of that, what did he say? That's a form of, gosh, what did he say? I'm trying to think of how he worded it. When you're being manipulative, or like, okay, how did he say it? When you're doing what other people tell you to do? It's in my history, like when you're not saying the truth out of your mouth, when you don't speak the truth of how you feel. Basically, that's manipulation. if I do not say for real what I mean, and see, that don't agree with this saying less law of power. Because to really say how you feel, you got to say more. So in the Jordan Peterson world, I think he would basically, according to the video that I watched of what he was saying, what you're doing when you say less or don't say nothing or go along with something that you don't agree with, you are a manipulator when you do that. That is a form of manipulation. And that's what a lot of narcissists and sociopaths do with y'all. They don't say nothing about how they really feel. And at the same time, they're not telling you how they really feel, but they're talking about you behind your back. And maybe they're not saying very good things about you. So I recommend tuning in to Jordan Peterson. However, I do like this Robert Greene stuff because he's making me think. Maybe that's what he wants you to do, is to use your own mind too.
You are trying to impress people with words. The more you say,
trying to impress people with words. No, you're not trying to impress nobody. You're just telling them what's up, so they'll know. Telling people certain things with words, that's my form of war. That way you know what you can do and not do when it comes to me. You know your place. So
appear and the less in control. Even if you're saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague.
It says it will seem original if you make it vague, even if you're saying something banal. No, it won't. I don't consider when people are being vague, that's a form of deceit to me. I look at you like you might be trying to be deceitful. Also, if they're too vague, they're not respecting me, because it could be a situation where there's information that I need from this situation, from this person. Say if they're in an authority figure and they're being vague, that's basically like an enemy right there. That's a war zone within itself.
Ended and sphinx like. Powerful people impress.
But some people are better off saying less because they don't know what to say. And that's something that I don't struggle with in that area. I pretty much know what to say and how to say it. That's why I'm able to do these videos. Just being able, and then being brave enough to say it. Or you brave enough to say it too. And you want to learn to be more brave with saying things when necessary. It's a time to say it too, y'all. I don't think it's just that you should be saying less all the time. It's also about the time. Time is everything. The more you say it, the more likely you are to say something foolish. No, that's gaslighting. Making you feel like when you talk and say the logical things that you say that it's foolish. No, don't. That's gaslighting.
Law 5. So much depends on reputation.
So law number 5, so much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. I would agree with that.
With your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power.
Reputation is the cornerstone of power to a certain degree. But you can't run around living your life based on what narcissists and psychopaths think of you. Okay, so this is how I look at it. Consider the source. Who thinks you bad? Who thinks you good? Just consider the source, y'all. There's going to have to be a part 3, y'all. Sister that requested this video, I hope you're not mad at me because I did so many videos for you. Please don't be mad. I had no clue that it was going to be 3 videos. When you ask for a video, my intention is to give you exactly what you asked for. However, you're going to either love me or dislike what I did, sister. And she knows who I am. I try to protect people's privacy, but living in spiritual warfare, the sister knows. So there is going to be a part 3, sis. So go to part 3. and we're gonna tackle this and figure out, I think, through these laws of power. And I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go through every one of them, so don't think that. However, this is part 2 of living in a spiritual warfare, y'all. So please go to part 3. I don't think you're going to get the full value of it only watching one of the videos. That's just my opinion. I'm not just trying to get a view here. I actually want you to get the lesson. And I want you to be the best that you can be as far as living in a spiritual warfare. And so please like, share, and subscribe. And please tune in for part 3, y'all. Thank you so much. Move on down the road to part 3. Thank you.